أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا حبيبنا محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسله بالحق بشيرا ونذيرا وداعيا إلى الله بإذنه وسراجا منيرا أما بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف لام ميم أحسب الناس أن يتركوا أن يقولوا آمنا وهم لا يفتنون ولقد فتنا الذين من قبلهم فليعلمن الله الذين صدقوا وليعلمن الكاذبين. My dear brothers and sisters, I've recited from Surah number 29, verses 1, 2 and 3. The meaning of these verses are as follows. Allah says, Alif Lam Mim. Do people think that on their mere saying, we have attained to faith, they will be left alone and will not be tested? Yea, indeed. We did test those people who came before so that we can ascertain most certainly for those who are true to Allah and those who are fake or those who are lying. My brothers and my sisters, this verse I recite to remind us all of the days of tests and trials that we're facing on a daily basis, today and years to come. Life is a test. Life is a test for all of us. Whether we succeed in this test, time will tell. Often the success of these tests depends on the strength of your iman, strength of your character, and strength of the conviction of a particular belief or a cause that you're pursuing. So when you were coming here, you were tested. I was coming here from London. My underground trains were delayed. And my train leaving from London, I only had 3 minutes to get out of my underground train, run all the way in King's Cross, now that it is a massive station, find my platform and jump on the train within 3 minutes. And when I asked the train guard, where is the train? He said to me, you've only got 2 minutes to run. And I was running on the train, the doors were just being closed by the train guards. That was my trial test this morning. How would I have succeeded this test? Is if I got on the train and said, Alhamdulillah, I have succeeded. If I have missed my train after trying, if I had got on the platform and I saw my train leaving, if I had said, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un, the train is gone. I can do nothing about it, I've done my best. Instead of cursing, swearing, damning, getting angry and telling everyone off. I will be successful if I stay calm and if I accept what has been decreed for me. I'll fail miserably if I don't accept what is decreed, what has been decreed for me happily. My brothers and sisters, we live in a world where we're being tested every day. And our tests and our trials are very different from one to another. Recently, we were all tested when we heard the death of Dr Mohammed Morsi. Rahimahullah, of course, may Allah have mercy on his soul. The first legitimate and elected president of Egypt. We all were tested. Why were we tested? Some of you may say, no, we were not tested. It has nothing to do with us. But my brothers and sisters, it has. Somebody said to me yesterday, it is none of your business. And I said, every cause of justice and fairness is my business, no matter where they are. Dr Mohammed Morsi died inside a glass cage as part of his trial. He left this world, of course. He will never have to answer again to a dictator or an illegitimate ruler with trumped up charges. He is finally free. He has returned to his Lord. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. May Allah have mercy on his soul, we say Ameen. May Allah forgive him, say Ameen. May Allah elevate him to where he belongs, we say Ameen. My brothers and sisters, he was held illegally by a military court in a military prison for the last 6 years, in a solitary confinement for 23 hours a day. He was denied medication, he was denied access to his lawyers, and he was denied access to his family. Whether you like him or dislike him, this is wrong. This treatment of any human being is wrong. In fact, it is so wrong that a few British MPs went over to check his condition a few years ago. They were denied access to him. They spoke to people and they concluded the following. They said, our conclusions are stark. A British MP by the name of Crispin Blunt said, was the chairman of the panel who went to see Dr Mohammed Morsi. He said, the denial of his basic medication and medical treatment to which he is entitled could lead to his premature death. He added, the whole overseeing chain of command up to the current president would be responsible for his premature death. Now, brothers and sisters, it is wrong to treat any human being like this. It is particularly wrong to make up lies and charges against people who you disagree with. But we see this happening all around the world. Most Muslim rulers in most Muslim countries, when they don't like somebody, they lock them up, they kill them en masse, they put them on a showcase trial with trumped up charges, lies, fabrications, and they torture them. One such prisoner who was interviewed, he said, electricity was passed through my private parts so much that the whole of Egypt would be lit up with the amount of electricity that has gone through my body. It's not a small matter. It's not a small matter. This is not Islam. This is not the behavior of a human being. Even animals don't do that. Even animals don't do that to one another. Now, brothers and sisters, Dr. Mohammed Morsi is dead. He's dead. What do we learn from his death? What have we learned from the deaths of many others who are dying in many prisons, incarcerated from Rohingya to Egypt, from the Chinese cells to cells in sub-Saharan countries? What have we learned? Who is responsible for Dr. Morsi's death? I asked the people. There are three clear culprits for his death. Egyptian military regime, Western government who sold the Egyptian regime and supported their illegal dictatorship or illegal rulership, the Arab world, and those royal families, despots, who have aided and abetted the destruction of Egyptian people's dreams to freedom. Three clear culprits. But do you know what, brothers and sisters? We're also responsible. We, you and I. I'm afraid we're responsible because we stayed silent. We did not do enough. Do you think Allah's Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, if he was alive today, and if this was happening to one of his companions in Egypt, if it was happening to one of his companions in Rohingya, if it was happening to one of his companions in Sudan, or in Algeria, or in Saudi Arabia, or in Jordan, or in Syria, he would have stayed silent and did nothing about it? My brothers and sisters, I believe we are responsible too. Morsi is dead. May Allah have mercy on his soul. But we are alive. We are alive. Our primordial desire to be free, our moral right to be free, our right to be treated justly and fairly, as Allah says in the Quran, "I'dilu huwa aqrabu lit-taqwa," be just, for justice is the closest to Allah consciousness, will never die. Will never die. Our desire to be free is Allah given. Nobody can take that away from us. When Amr ibn al-As radiallahu anhu had his son whip one of the Bedouins of Egypt, and who complained to Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu, and Umar ibn Khattab advised Amr ibn al-As to bring his son over immediately, and he asked Amr ibn al-As, "Oh Amr, when did you assume the right to imprison people when every mother has given birth to every single son and daughter free? When did you take up the right to take away their freedom? Allah has given you a freedom. Allah has ordained you and I freedom. Allah has given you the right to accept him or reject him. Who are you to take my freedom away? Who are you to take my freedom away?" Brothers and sisters, our silence against injustices makes you and I an accomplice. And our success on the day of judgment is going to be when Allah will say, "And what did you do?" Ya Allah, I was too busy because I went to the masjid, and in the masjid we all talk politics. I did nothing. Ya Allah, I left the world to be ruled by shayateen, and I did nothing because I was praying for you 5 times a day. I was doing zakat and I was doing Sawm of Ramadan, but I did nothing to elevate humanity from the depth of darkness and give them the light of Allah that Allah had given to his beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ya Allah, I was too busy being religious. Well, my brother and my sister, I've got news for you. You're being fake in your religiosity. You're not being true, because Allah says, "أَحَسِبَ النَّاسُ أَن يُتْرَكُوا أَن يَقُولُوا آمَنَّا وَهُمْ لَا يُفْتَنُونَ." Allah will not test you. وَلَقَدْ فَتَنَّا الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ فَلَيَعْلَمَنَّ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ صَدَقُوا وَلَيَعْلَمَنَّ الْكَاذِبِينَ. Allah has tested before those who came before you, so that He can establish those who are true believers and those who are fake believers. Our silence is a weakness and a sign of our fakery. Take it from me. I live with 2 death threats at the moment. I live with being banned from 4 Muslim countries. Do you know why? For speaking the truth. Do you think I will go silent? No. You can try. You can kill me, prison me, hang me upside down. You'll not be able to silence me because Allah has given me the right to speak freely and stand for the truth. And you must do the same. We must do the same. My brothers and sisters, Allah Azza wa Jal says in the Quran, وَلَا تَهِنُوا وَلَا تَحْزَنُوا وَأَنْتُمُ الْأَعْلَوْنَ إِن كُنتُم مُؤْمِنِينَ. Don't be sad. Don't grieve and don't be sad. Allah will elevate you. Allah will increase you. Allah will give you the highest of places if you are true believers. And true believers are not passive people. True believers are not those people who turn a blind eye when injustice is perpetrated against their fellow human beings. Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu was crying, and his wife said, "Oh Umar, why are you crying?" He said, "I'm crying because Allah on the day of judgment will say, oh Umar, under your watch a rat has died. Under your watch a rat may have died unlawfully. And under the watchful eyes of 1.8 billion Muslims of the world, many die. We don't care. Because of our own self-interest. Because of our own self-interest. Because of our self-interest. My brothers and my sisters, let me give you the good news. You'll be tested, and I'll be tested. We'll be tested every day. But our test and our success of the test is when we don't give up. We carry on, no matter what happens. We carry on. You see, my brothers and sisters, if Allah's deen was so simple, in other words, if Allah's deen was all about praying 5 times a day, all about fasting in the month of Ramadan, all about giving your zakat and your sadaqat and the hajj, if that all was Allah's deen, if that was the complete and that's it, why would Allah send His Prophet who would endure 23 years of hardship, who would migrate from his home in Mecca and come to Medina, who would lose his family members, who would lose his companions, whose companions would be killed left, right and center? Why would Allah take 23 years to reveal the Quran? Why would Allah allow such hardship, such tests and trials to befall the best of people? Why? You see, you and I have this terrible belief and terrible habit. We think our path to paradise, there is a shortcut. I don't have to do anything. As long as I pray, as long as I give my zakat, of course you must pray. Of course you give your zakat. As long as I do this, I'll go to Jannah. That's the shortcut. There are no shortcuts in Islam. In Islam, we have to endure through hardship. Allah Azza wa Jalla says in the Quran, وَالْعَصْرِ إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ فِي خُسْرٍ إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ. Everyone is in the brink of falling in danger. They're in danger, mortal danger, extreme danger. إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا, except those who believe. Allah could have stopped there. إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا, full stop. But He didn't stop there. He says, وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ, those who stand for the truth. That's who the believers are. وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ, and those who continue struggling with patience. Brothers and sisters, we don't give up. We never give up. No matter what happens, what befalls us, we always believe that Allah is testing me and there will be a good time to come, inshaAllah, and I'm only going through a difficult time right now. In the Quran, Allah says, وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِّنَ الْخَوْفِ وَالْجُوعِ وَنَقْصٍ مِّنَ الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَنفُسِ وَالثَّمَرَاتِ وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ. Allah will test you and I with what? He will test you and I with means of danger, with means of hunger, with means of loss of worldly goods, with means of loss of fruit and our earnings. But give good news to those people who are patient. وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ. Give good news to those who are patient. Allah did not say that about anything else. Give good news to those people who are patient. My brothers and my sisters, no matter whatever calamities befall you and I, whenever any musibah comes on us, إِذَا أَصَابَتْهُمْ مُصِيبَةٌ قَالُوا إِنَّا لِلَّهِ وَإِنَّا إِلَيْهِ رَاجِعُونَ. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un is very powerful, but it is not enough for you to do nothing and then say Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. It is not enough for you to sit on your backside, be lazy, and they say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. It is not good enough for you to say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un, while atrocities across the world is happening, while injustices are being perpetrated left, right and center. It is not enough for you to say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. It is enough for you to say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un, when you've come out and worked hard and you've prepared yourself to give up everything, sacrifice everything, and struggle for the truth and stand for the truth. And then you say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. That's enough. The problem with our thinking is that we say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un, and we do nothing. My brothers and sisters, let me ask you this question. For the last 60 years, 70 years, 80 years, we've been making dua, Ya Allah, free Al-Aqsa, Ya Allah, free Al-Aqsa. Why is Al-Aqsa not free? Please tell me, think about it. Is Allah not listening to our dua? He said, Udu'uni astajib lakum, ask me and I'll respond to you. He says that in the Quran. Why is Al-Aqsa occupied still? We've been making dua, Ya Allah, free Kashmir, the same amount of time for the last 70 years. Why is Kashmir occupied still? Ya Allah, free Algeria from fitna. Why is Algeria in trouble even today? Ya Allah, free Afghanistan from occupation. We made dua when the Russians were invading. Afghanistan was invaded 3 more times after by various countries. Why is Afghanistan still invaded? Why? Don't you think, my brothers and sisters, that dua alone is not enough? Because the dua must precede action. You must work hard, like Rasulullah did, and say, Ya Allah, this is me, all I have prepared myself to give it up for you, Ya Allah. I'm struggling with all my might and my strength. Now, Ya Allah, please help. Ya Allah, please help. My brothers and sisters, but as long as we remain a people who don't understand our struggle and our trials and tribulations, we will not succeed. I believe no burden is too much for me to bear. لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. There is no burden. There is no burden I can't take. No challenge, no trial I can't take in this world. You can bring anything on me. I am prepared to take it. Go on, bring it on me. I am prepared to take it. Do you know why? Because I believe. I believe. When Bilal radiallahu anhu said, I believe, and they put stones on his back, on his front, they beat the life out of him. When they did the same to Khabbab, when they did the same to Sumayya, they did the same to Hamza, when they did so many things to various companions, what did they say? Yeah, give me a piece of paper, let me write a confession, let me give you I'll give it, come on man, give me some more money, give me some fame and some fortune, I will confess to anything. If you truly believe, no matter what comes on you, you will not give up. You will not give up, and you will not think it's too much to bear. My brothers and sisters, I believe that there is ease after difficulty. فَإِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا. Allah says in the Quran, there is always ease after difficulty. There is always ease after difficulty. So what we've witnessed in Rohingya, what we're witnessing in Egypt, what we're witnessing in Syria, what we're witnessing in Sudan, what we're witnessing in Algeria, there will be ease if we start working to change the world. My brothers and sisters, lessons that we learn, ease will come once we've begun our struggle. I believe no harm will befall me, none, except that which has been meant for me. No benefit will befall me, except that which has been meant for me. As Rasulullah says, and a hadith narrated by Ibn Abbas, in which he tells us this. No, nothing will happen to you unless it has been meant for you. So be prepared to sacrifice. I believe I will not be able to change anything in the world unless I change what is within myself first. Inna Allah la yughayyiru ma biqawmin hatta yughayyiru ma bi anfusihim. Nothing will change in the world unless I change. Many Mursis will be killed. I can tell you that right now. Many people will die across the globe because you and I are passive and doing nothing about it. You know, a couple of days ago on BBC One, I think, or BBC Two, they did a news piece about the number of masajids that have been destroyed by China. I don't know whether you saw this. A masjid was there 5 years ago. Masjid is not there anymore. There was a masjid there 1 year ago. No masjid there anymore. Not one, not two. Hundreds of mosques have been obliterated from the face of this earth. China has done this. They've incarcerated more than 1 million Muslims in their prisons in the name of reprogramming them. What are we doing about it? What are we doing about it? We're like yatims. We're like the orphans. Nobody wants us. In fact, orphans have better rights than we have. We're like an unwanted football in a football game. Nobody wants it. Everyone wants to kick it away. That's what we have become, the Muslims of the world today. And do you know who is responsible for it? We are. We are responsible for it. Because we don't know our faith. We give our personal interest over the interest of the Ummah. We are selfish and we are greedy. We don't care about anybody else. Allah says if you keep on struggling, standing for the truth, and remain true to the words, you'll be tested, but you'll pass. You will pass. We will pass, inshallah. We will pass, inshallah, if we remain true to the words. True to the words. Even when we die, at our deathbed, if we remain true to the words, we will succeed. My brothers and sisters, and finally, success will only come to those who are patient. Allah says in the Quran, be patient. Usbiru, wasabiru, warabitu. In the same verse, 3 times. Usbiru, sabiru, warabitu. According to the scholars, this is the degree of patience. One over another. Patient. Be more patient. Be extremely patient. No matter what happens to you, always remain patient. Always remain patient. That is the example of a true believer. May Allah make us the best of believers. May Allah accept our dua and forgive us for our mistakes. Wa akhir da'wana and alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. والعاقبة للمتقين والصلاة والسلام على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Brothers and sisters, I feel like crying standing here right now. I feel like crying while we are looking for more space. Brothers at the back, just squeeze in, inshallah. Slowly, slowly. A couple a little bit, inshallah. Please make a bit more space so that people can find more space for us, inshallah. The more space you make for your brothers, the more reward you will get, inshallah. So when we stand up and make the line straight, of course we'll make all the space available. So if you're standing at the back, squeeze in, inshallah. Thank you. I feel like crying here. Do you know why? Because I've been witnessing these problems for the last 47 years. And that's how old I am. I've been witnessing these problems for the last 47 years. But I'm not seeing many of us making any change. That's why I want to cry. Allah will not change us unless we change, my brothers and sisters. We have to overcome our personal interest. We have to overcome the allergies that we all have. Allergies of indifference. Oh, he said something I don't agree. I can't talk to him. I can't talk to her. He says something that I don't agree. I'm not going to pray behind him or behind her. I'm not going to be in the same room with my sister because she said something to me. Another sister says, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you. Or my brother, I don't want to be in the same room with my brother because he says something that I don't like. When we are a community like this, we're not going to progress. What's our strength? What's our strength? La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. That's our strength. The most powerful tool beyond any tool in the world is our shahada, our belief. And you know shahada, my brothers and sisters, if somebody wants to become Muslim, they can't become Muslim secretly. They have to say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadur Rasulullah openly in front of at least 2 people. So there is a declaration of faith. Why? Because declaration of faith is a witness to the faith that I have decided to submit in front of nobody except Allah. I've decided to submit in front of nobody except Allah. Nobody. No kings, no despots, no dictators, no military general, no president, no prime minister. I am not even submitting to my father or my mother because I submit to Allah only. I submit to Allah only. That's la ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. When you say, قُلْ إِنَّ صَلَاتِي وَنُسُكِي وَمَحْيَايَ وَمَمَاتِي لِلَّهِ رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ. What are you saying? When you stand in prayer 17 times a day, إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينَ. When the Libyan very famous Mukhtar, what's his first name? Umar Mukhtar, when he was imprisoned by the Italians and they told him to sign off, they told him to compromise, he said, my shahada, the fifth finger, who said, la ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah, 17 times a day in my prayers, I recite at least this number of times. For as long as I say, la ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah with this finger, I will never sign off my people and my religion to you. That's the spirit of our faith. That's the spirit of our faith. I am all for making this world an amazing people for all people. My religion is all about creating justice for everybody. Our religion is all about ensuring on this world there is no excess and no greed, no wastage and no poverty. That's our religion, but we are not doing enough to start that change because we're not even aware of the need for change. We are sleepwalking into the black hole of destruction. We're sleepwalking in the black hole of destruction. You know, I feel that we have become comatose. In fact, self-inflicted coma. We don't want to wake up. My father used to tell me, if somebody's pretending to sleep, you can't wake them up. If they're pretending to sleep, you can't wake them up. Yet they have to really be genuinely asleep, then they will wake up. If you're pretending, Allah, your pretense will be over one day. Your pretense will be over one day. Finally, to finish off, I have a simple question for you all. What will you say on the Day of Judgment? And Allah will say, this person died in a cage in Egypt. Millions died in Rohingya, in their homes. Millions were incarcerated in China. Thousands died, millions died in Syria. Thousands died in Yemen. A child dies every 20 seconds because of hunger. Oh Muslims, what did you do about it? What will you say? What did you do about it? What will you say? I don't know what we will say, my brothers and sisters. I don't think we have an answer to this. Islam came to transform the world from selfishness to selflessness. Islam came to transform this world from worshipping of human beings to worshipping Allah. Islam came to free humanity from the shackles of this world, to be truly free. Islam came to establish justice and fairness on this earth. Islam came to proliferate compassion and charity. Islam came to create balance and equilibrium. Islam came to take away extreme and establish moderation. Islam came to bring the people of the world from the depth of darkness to the light of Allah. We are the ambassador of that religion. We are the ambassador of that religion. Are we? May Allah make us the ambassador of this religion. May Allah forgive us for all our sins. Ya Arhamar Rahimin, Ya Akram al-Akramin, forgive us, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, forgive us our sins, Ya Allah. Forgive us our mistakes, Ya Allah. Forgive us our lethargy, Ya Allah. Forgive us our silence, Ya Allah. Forgive us our weaknesses, Ya Allah. Forgive us for our inabilities to do anything to change the world, Ya Allah. Ya Arhamar Rahimin, forgive us that we have failed in protecting people, Ya Allah. Forgive us that we have failed in protecting people, Ya Allah. Forgive us we have failed in protecting those thousands who are dying in various parts of the world. Ya Arhamar Rahimin, Ya Akramul Akramin, don't hold us responsible for the misery of the world, for we will all perish if you don't have mercy on us and if you don't forgive us, Ya Allah. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. ربنا إننا سمعنا مناديا ينادي للإيمان أن آمنوا بربكم فآمنا. ربنا فاغفر لنا ذنوبنا وإسرافنا في أمرنا وثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين واحفظنا من الظالمين واحفظنا من الظالمين. يا فاطر السماوات والأرض أنت ولينا في الدنيا والآخرة. توفنا مسلما وألحقنا بالصالحين. توفنا مسلما وألحقنا بالصالحين. توفنا مسلما وألحقنا بالصالحين. Ya Arhamar Rahimin, Ya Akramul Akramin, Ya Allah, protect our children, Ya Allah. Protect them from the fitna of this world, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, free Al-Aqsa, Ya Allah.
Free Kashmir, Ya Allah. Free Syria, Ya Allah. Free Algeria, Sudan, and all parts of the world that is in trouble, Ya Allah. Free Egypt, Ya Allah. Free Bangladesh, Pakistan, Ya Allah. Free Afghanistan and every country in the world that is in trouble, Ya Allah. Ya Arhamur Rahimin, restore in our hearts Iman and peace, Ya Allah. اللهم أنت السلام ومنك السلام تبارك ربنا وتعاليت يا ذا الجلال والإكرام يا أرحم الراحمين يا أكرم الأكرمين. Don't make us a trial for the non-Muslims, Ya Allah. Don't make us a trial for the non-Muslims, Ya Allah. Don't make us a trial for the non-Muslims, Ya Allah. Unite our hearts, Ya Allah. Unite our hearts, Ya Allah. Unite our hearts, Ya Allah. Make us the best of people, Ya Allah. Make us the best of people, Ya Allah. Make us the best of people, Ya Allah. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا يا مولانا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون فاذكروني أذكركم واشكروا لي ولا تكفرون والله يعلم ما تصنعون. أقم الصلاة.